This is Piccolo's scary face, and this is mine. We're talking about Immortal by Bath& Body Works today. Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about a fragrance from Bath & Body Works called Immortal. Immortal means to live forever. This is a fragrance that they brought out last year in 2024 for the holiday Halloween season, and they brought it back this year for their Halloween season because now, at least this year, the Halloween's been separated from fall. On their website, it says that this smells like going out for a night on the town at your favorite local haunt. So I'm assuming that means like a haunted house or something like that. Some type of Halloween related event. So the fragrance notes are black plum, suede saffron, and haunted woods. Now, black plum can refer to several different types of plums, but it most commonly refers to a variety of the European plum, which is known as Prunus domestica, I believe. And those tend to be dark purple or black skin with a sweet, juicy, often red fruit. And if you've ever eaten them, then you already know that they're delicious. And then we have suede saffron. Now, this is an interesting description because what I read online is that suede saffron refers to a fragrance note used in perfumery and scented products that combines a warm, spicy aroma of saffron with the smooth, soft, and leathery undertones of suede. So that means that suede saffron refers to both leather and saffron. And saffron is a spice derived from the stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower, known for its distinct flavor, aroma, and vibrant golden color. It's also one of the world's most expensive spices due to the labor-intensive process of hand harvesting each delicate stigma. The last note here is called haunted woods, and that could mean anything. I think in this fragrance in particular, to me, I would guess maybe cedar wood would be the best assumption because the wood in this fragrance is pretty light, and cedar wood is a pretty light oil that's very affordable and very commonly used. Alright, you guys, when you first spray this, I can't even believe it's from Bath and Body Works. It's very oriental. It's an oriental, floral, fruity, very dazzling fragrance here. It's got a lot going on. It's almost effervescent, like a bubbly drink, but it's very plush. It's a little bit dense, kind of floral. Right there in the open, I feel like it's really bursting with plum, very juicy plum, almost like a little bit of iris, something very floral you're gonna get right in the beginning. Very fruity. It's kind of sweet but floral. Right there in the open, almost a little bit of liquor. It's sweet, but it's not syrupy. It kind of starts drying down into a kind of woody, like a spiced fruit. Some people might think it's powdery, but I think it's more of a floral, like a petal of a flower. You would almost think that there's rose in this, but they don't describe any rose to be in it. But it's very petal-like. It's a very rich, mysterious fragrance. Very beautiful. The occasions and versatility. I would say it's better in the evening or at night. Definitely a cooler month. I feel like this is a great fragrance to wear for a dinner, a date, a concert, something out, going out for night. The vibe is definitely very confident and creative. I think people in their mid-20s into their 40s are really gonna like this type of fragrance. And the cool thing about it is I feel like it can suit both men or women because it is a dark, fruity, woody scent that doesn't go too sweet. Yeah, I would definitely say it's a unisex evening scent. A little bit niche for Bath and Body. They don't really do such complex, nice scents like this for men. And I would definitely say it's a fall, winter, cooler, spring type of vibe. The performance and longevity. This is definitely a moderate projection for Bath and Body. You can definitely get a good 4 to 6 hours with it. It does go a little bit longer on your clothes, but it's not one that's gonna stick for the next day. You're not gonna smell it on your clothes the next day unless you spray it pretty heavy. This projects nicely for a few hours, and then you're gonna get a soft trail that sticks with you for another while. It's a very balanced formula. It's not overpowering, but it's not faint either. It's great for someone who enjoys presence without beast mode projection. The bottle design and the atomizer. This one comes in the newer Bath and Body Men's Shop square bottle with the better atomizer that has the pressurized mist. These bottles are easy to control for light or heavy application, not difficult to hold in your hand to hit any parts of your body, and the square bottles always have a masculine and elegant feel to them. So for comparisons and other forms, online I'm reading that people feel that it smells close to a Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA. I don't really agree with that. That is a lot more. That's a different sweetness than this is. That's a little bit more like of a dry, if you would say, where this one is more juicy. And it's also being referred to as a little bit of dark amber and oud DNA from Bath and Body. I'm not totally familiar with that one, but if you ask me, based on my own research about this fragrance, because I do like it a lot, and I was trying to figure out if there is a similar perfume out there that maybe it was copying, because this did come out in 2024 where they were getting into the dupes. So from my own research, I think notes wise, this fragrance is very similar to Plum Japonaise by Tom Ford. I believe it's a discontinued fragrance, and it's very beloved by the people who love it. From what I've read, it very much has kind of a cult fan base. And if you look at the notes of Plum Japonaise, one of the top notes is saffron, one of the heart notes is plum, and in the base, agarwood. There's even a liquor note, which I feel like Immortal has a slight quality of that as well. So I see all these similarities, and then the funny thing is that there's a note in the heart of Plum Japonaise that's called Immortal, but this is a sweet and dry herbaceous flower, I believe, and that's not a very common note you see ever. I think I've only seen it in this one fragrance, really, but that's a very funny little thing there from my own research. I could be totally wrong because I've never smelled it, but that's just my opinion. The creator, always a mystery with Bath and Body. They really don't like to put out who is making their fragrances. I think that's very strange because in their training for the employees, they show who creates the fragrances. And I believe on their LinkedIn, they show a lot more about who works for them and who creates what. But the information is not officially out there. But in my search results, some information about two different companies, one called Simrise, the other called Firmenich, saying that Bath and Body fragrances are developed by these two different businesses, help create their fragrances. Simrise is a German company that specializes in flavors, fragrances, cosmetic ingredients, and related raw materials. Among its capabilities, designing and supplying fragrance compounds. Firmenich SA was a Swiss company founded in 1895 that created fragrances, flavors, and aromatic materials for many major brands like Simrise. DSM Firmenich supplies fragrances, formulas, ingredients, technologies, and collaborates with perfumers. They're very much a part of the industry infrastructure behind the scenes rather than being the brand name on the shelf, basically. So my personal take on Immortal is that I think it's a very beautiful fragrance for Bath and Body Works, especially putting it in the men's shop for men. It's not the usual type of fragrance that they do. And I really like this fragrance. The only thing about it, though, is that Bath and Body has, I think, gone a little bit off the tracks with their marketing and their promotions. They had a different CEO, I think last year. They got switched out and they're taking a different direction with things. So, for example, this year, the Halloween body cares started coming out in the summer, and they were calling it Summerween, I believe. Some type of summer Halloween thing. And then it would have been about 3 weeks before Halloween, all of the Halloween and fall items are going on 75% off. 3 weeks before Halloween, and they're getting rid of everything Halloween. And that is irritating to me because I feel like they're missing the whole idea of the holiday. And you still have a lot of people who are shopping last minute and looking for Halloween related things. You also still have a market of people who look for things to go on sale the day after a holiday, not 3 weeks before. So I really don't understand that whole idea, because I'm doing this review because I love this fragrance and I had planned on getting it out. But you currently can't even buy the fragrance this week that I'm putting out this review. You're gonna have to wait till next fall, next Halloween season for them, whenever that is, and hopefully they put it back out again, because it is a great fragrance. But the way that they've made it very difficult to obtain it is a little strange to me. Alright, and that's gonna be it for this review, you guys. If you enjoyed the full moon nighttime footage, make sure you check out my other channel, Anything But Summer, where I post the full ambient footage behind these videos. I try to film forest walk. These past few videos I've tried to film nights. They're not my best work, but I'm trying. And in general, I try to film different seasons that match the fragrance story.